When we talk about AI, it's easy to picture some futuristic, world-changing robot. But the truth is, it's already here, and it's quietly transforming how we work. And maybe not in the way you think. It's not just about replacement, it's about empowerment. So today, we're going to break down how AI is actually changing jobs, skills, and yeah, even our paychecks in some pretty wild ways. Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer, the show where we try to make sense of these huge, complex topics. So let's dive right in. All right, let's kick things off with a number that'll make you sit up. The industries that are most exposed to AI, basically the ones that can use it most easily, are seeing their productivity per worker grow 3 times faster. Now that is not a small change. It means companies that lean into AI are getting way more out of their teams. And this quote right here, it just nails the why behind that number. This isn't just about making things faster. The real story is that AI amplifies expertise. It's not here to do the thinking for you. It's here to make you a better thinker. It's a tool that augments what you can do. It doesn't make you obsolete. Okay, so let's dig into this productivity boom a bit more. What does it actually look like in the real world, in terms of economic impact? Well, the numbers are pretty eye-opening. Now, you might think all that extra productivity is just lining company pockets, right? Well, here's where it gets really interesting. In those same industries that are heavy on AI, wages are growing twice as fast. This totally flips the script on the fear that AI is just going to drive down everyone's pay. The data, at least for now, says the exact opposite is happening. And this chart just lays it all out, plain and simple. Look at that gap. We're talking 16.7% wage growth in the sectors using a lot of AI versus just 7.9% in the ones that aren't. It's a pretty powerful story. Where AI shows up, it seems like more value and higher paychecks tend to follow. And what if you're the one with the AI skills? Well, get this. On average, you can expect a wage premium of 56%. I mean, that's not just a little bump, that's a massive difference. It shows you just how incredibly valuable the market thinks people who can use these new tools really are. Okay, so that's the what. More productivity, higher wages. But the big question is how. How is this all actually happening on the ground? Let's get into the nitty-gritty and look at the actual tools making this all possible. The first thing to get is that AI isn't one giant thing. It's a whole ecosystem of different tools for different jobs. For marketing, you've got Jasper writing content. For project management, Asana's AI helps automate your to-do list. In customer service, Zendesk can handle routine questions. The common thread here? They all take care of the repetitive, busy work, freeing us humans up to think more strategically. Now, the secret sauce behind a lot of this is something called workflow automation. This is the real magic. It's all about connecting different tasks so they run on their own. For example, an AI could do research, then automatically feed those findings to another AI to write a report, which then gets sent to another tool to create a presentation. Nobody is copying and pasting between programs, it just flows. The amount of time that saves is just massive. All right, so this stuff might sound a little abstract, but I promise you, major companies are already all over it. Let's take a look at a couple of leaders who are basically living in the future and showing the rest of us how it's done. Check out L'Oreal. They created something called the Beauty Genius. It's basically a 24/7 AI assistant. You can upload a photo and it gives you personalized skincare and makeup advice just for you. This is the perfect example of a shift from beauty for all to beauty for each. It's a custom experience that before AI would have been impossible to offer to millions of people. And then you've got a company like Klarna, which has just gone all in on using AI for efficiency. They've built what they literally call an AI factory with over 300 different custom tools. Get this, these tools now handle 80% of their copywriting and generate thousands of marketing images automatically. And if you're wondering if it's working, oh yeah, it's working. Klarna is saving $10 million a year. They've cut their marketing budget by 11%, and they're spending on outside agencies by a quarter. But for me, this last one is the real showstopper. They've cut their production time for marketing campaigns from 6 weeks down to just 7 days. This isn't a small tweak. It's a fundamental revolution in speed. So we've seen the big economic picture, we've seen the tools, and we've seen what huge companies are doing. But let's bring it all home. What does all of this mean for your career? Because this is where it stops being about abstract numbers and starts getting very, very personal. Welcome to what some are calling the skills earthquake. In jobs that are most affected by AI, the skills that companies are looking for are changing 66% faster than in other jobs. Think about that. It means the skills that got you hired 5 years ago might not be the ones that keep you relevant 5 years from now. The ground is literally shifting under our feet. Let's make this super concrete. Think about a customer support agent. In the past, their job is about handling simple, repetitive questions over and over. Now, a chatbot can do that. So what's left for the human? The really hard stuff, the complex problems, the emotionally charged situations that need critical thinking and real empathy, all the things a machine can't do. The value is shifting away from routine tasks and towards uniquely human abilities. With everything changing this fast, it's so important to think beyond just learning today's tools. We've got to zoom out and consider what the true long-term potential of all this technology really is. I absolutely love this analogy because it just perfectly captures this moment in time. When electricity first came out, we could have just used it to make a fancier candle, an electric candle. But that would have missed the entire point, right? The real genius was using it to invent things that were unimaginable before, like computers and satellites. That's the choice we have with AI. Are we just going to automate old tasks, or are we going to invent entirely new ones? And that leads us to the final and most important question. Look, AI is getting incredibly good at doing the work of the past. So the challenge for all of us is no longer about competing with AI on old tasks. The real question is, what new, creative, and valuable work will you create with this powerful new partner? Thanks so much for watching. If this explainer helped you get a better handle on the AI revolution at work, please take a second to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the topics that are shaping our world. See you next time.